Hello, this is Todd Utsman here at Airstream of South Florida, division of North Trail RV, right here in Fort Myers, Florida, definitely during our extremely hot, wet season. But along with it, we've got a lot of nice units. I like to think that any shortages that we've had in the past tied to the pandemic, long gone. We've got quite a few Interstates. Today I want to talk to you about this really nice white 24GL Interstate. It's a 2023 and it's got something special. It has the all-electric E1 package on it. So what does that mean? It means this unit does not have a separate propane generator. In fact, it doesn't have propane on it at all. One fuel source, and that's the diesel motor. And as we go, I'm going to keep walking you around it. A lot of things haven't changed on these over the years. They're still 24.5 feet long, and they're still about 6.7 feet wide. The two-wheel drives like this one here, which is a two-wheel, is 9 feet 8 inches tall. If it were a 4x4, it'd be 9 feet 11 inches tall, about 3 more inches. Like all of them in the 24.5 EXT length, the GL, like the GT or the 24X, all come standard with air ride suspension. Yeah, you see a cheat sheet in my hand. There's a lot of things to cover on an E1. I am gonna take us inside at this point, and then we'll go over some of the finer points on the E1 and what that encompasses. Come on in, you guys. Okay, we're inside the 24 Interstate GL E1 package here. So the difference between the lounge or the GL and the GT, which is referred to as the Grand Tour, is this seats and seat belts 9 people in the two-wheel drive version. So it's got 4 captain's chairs, and instead of just 2 for the driver and passenger. If it were 4-wheel drive, it would only seat 7 because of a change in the drivetrain system allowing for 2 less seat belts. But that's not a worry on this one. As we work our way back, I can show you here, because it doesn't have propane, it has the single induction stovetop burner. And with the E1 package, the beauty of it is you got a Volta 12,000 watt lithium battery system in here. The cooktop is powerful. It's an 1100 watt single burner. This unit runs off of an additional 269 amp alternator. So normally you'll get anywhere from 8 to 10 up to 12 hours. There's some tricks to that. If you come in and see me, I'll be able to go over that with you to show you how to get the ultimate out of your batteries before you have to worry about recharging, especially if you're running your air all night long, which is easy to do on this unit. In fact, it even comes with 2 extra ports. On top of the 400 watts of solar on the roof, 100 for the motor, 300 for the house lithium batteries. There's 2 ports on each side at the rear of this unit that you can plug in an additional total of 600 watts of solar, putting you up to 900 watts. So this is an incredible system here. So I, wanted to talk about that with you. It's a great system. No more worrying about a second motor to take care of. In fact, the heating system on here and the hot water system is a Timberline system. It's a 2.0 diesel fired. It's like a little mini power plant all by itself, and it draws off of the main fuel tank. So once again, you're not worrying about a secondary fuel source just to do your operation and use of this unit. As we go back, I'm going to swing open this door. I want you guys to see this awesome little bathroom. Hardly anybody talks about the bathrooms on these, but they're one-piece molded fiberglass units, and they're rounded around the corners for a reason. This makes for not only ease of cleaning, but it doesn't allow for cracks or crevices to allow for mold to build up. These really are easy to clean. Soap, water, and the shower wand itself. So these are awesome bathrooms, and they're extremely nice. Sure beats that public rest area on the side of the highway. And of course, it still comes with the microwave and the refrigerator, which is a 12 volt, not a propane. This thing gets down to about 34 degrees in 25 to 35 minutes. It'll keep your ice in it. It's an awesome little fridge. All right, hey, I'm glad to be back here in the back end of this Interstate to go over a few things with you. These are electric. Some of you might remember when these side sofas, the Ottomans, weren't electric. and had to be manually pulled out. They are now electric, along with the rear sofa. So for guys and girls that aren't real tall like myself, when this bed is completely folded in, the sofa and the two side chairs, you've got about a 6'4" length, plenty long for a lot of us. If you get 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", or bigger, you might want a little more length. Well, this has an extension kit, takes just about a half a minute to put on, and it gives you a full 6'10" length on it. And then while we're back here talking, I'm gonna swing around this way so you guys can see better. Here's a drop down. It can be a little hard to see with that dark background, so I got my hand on it. That's a hanger for hanging clothes behind the sofa, and it can hang up to 50 pounds of clothes on a hanger. And there's another one just like it, folded up out of the way right now. Same thing. So you could get away with holding close to 100 pounds of clothes back here. And then, I don't want to leave, I know you've all seen side cabinets, but this rear cabinet, it's huge. You can pack a lot of stuff in here. A lot of people put accessories and folding clothes, blankets, their bedding, pillows, all of that kind of stuff they can put in here. You really can hold quite a bit of stuff back here. And at the same time, if you're using this to travel and entertain with some friends, or a little road trip to the farmer's market or a concert, there's seat belts back here for 5 adults. Both side seats have seat belts, one for each person, and the rear sofa has a total of 3. That makes this unique over other Class Bs. It's the only FDOT approved unit for the side sofas to have seat belts. There is another make out there with the side seats with seat belts. So I thought that was kind of nice and important to tell you guys about. I scooted my way up here to the front end of the coach, but I'm going to try and stay out of the way so you can actually see it. I'm here to tell you guys, if you can't get comfortable on these seats up here, you can't get comfortable. Airstream does one heck of a job of refabricating, reupholstering these seats once they get to their factory from Mercedes-Benz. And as you can see from the dash and the steering system, this is a beautiful coach. Airstream takes every option that Mercedes offers. So yes, you got a backup camera in the Hey Mercedes system, but you also have, where we talked about earlier, that rear view mirror is actually a live camera. And on top of that, that air ride suspension reads the wind. Say you're taking a road trip and you're in the prairie states, after you're wrestling that steering wheel against the wind, because it is a tall unit at 9'8". Well, you know what? After about 10-15 seconds, your steering becomes a lot easier, your shoulders untense, your back's not aching. That's because the air ride in the computer system is helping you with the steering, even though you don't notice it at first. You're back to maybe one hand or two hands, not gripping it like a baseball bat, but just enjoying the ride. So this is an awesome cabin, or cockpit we should call it, in the front of this van. And I think if you come in and take a look, maybe take a test drive with me, you'll find out that this is a great, great unit. As we're making our way back around the outside, I do want to point out with the standard air ride suspension, if you've got Auntie so-and-so, Aunt Mabel, whoever it is, can't step up very high, you can actually manually lower the air ride system a couple of inches to make her step a little easier. Of course, when you get ready to put it in drive and go and everybody's in and seatbelted, the computer will take over to assist you and put the suspension at the correct and appropriate height. And I would be remiss if I didn't bring up that the Airstream still uses the Alcoa Durabright rims. They look like this even when they get traded in here at 8, 9, 10 years old. They don't need polishing. They are coated and protected. And I'll tell you, I've been doing it long enough to know that they really do stay in very nice, pristine condition. As we make our way around, there's also this newer thing. It's been out for a couple years now. It makes it a lot easier to get to your utilities if you're on a propane unit. This one doesn't have that yet because it's all E1. Here's one of the ports that can handle up to 300 watts of solar, and there's one on the other side as well. As we come around the back, this cover can come off, and there is a very heavy-duty Reese hitch. This unit is capable of towing up to 5,000 pounds, and the 7-pin plug is in there as well, so you don't need to do any special wiring if you want to pull a small trailer or hook up a rack system that has additional brake lights or something on the back. You're protected there. And it does have the double doors that open, so you still have storage under the rear sofa seat. When you come around here, like all of the new Airstreams, it has the smart plug technology. No more trying to screw in and get the thread just right. You just squeeze these two tabs on each side and this plugs in and out. And this is that second 300-watt solar port I was talking about. This little tailpipe no longer is for that propane generator. That is for the Timberline heating system that runs on its own little power plant of diesel fuel. And then down here is your rewind hose in here, and that is electric, and it's, you know, I think it's like 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches, maybe 2 inches, but it's a macerator hose, no big 3-inch gravity dump slinky to play with. And in here is even your hot and cold water hookup if you wanted to shower, rinse salt water off from the beach, or rinse Fido off who got his feet dirty before you let him in the unit. And we'll make our way around here. Like all of them, it does have the side cameras, and the rear view mirror, since there's a lot going on inside this unit, is not actually a rear view mirror. It's actually a travel monitor. You know, you're going to look at it out of instinct to see who's coming up behind you. It's a live action camera. But if you put your blinker to the left or right, it will switch to who's in that blind spot. Okay. All of these E1 units do come with the adaptive cruise control and the lane assist systems as well. And this one is no different. It is all built in and it comes standard. Okay. As we come back around, kind of going full circle, a little bit of a mini expressway. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up as I'd entered. I didn't do that, and I should have. It still comes equipped with a screen. The GL has this full-size screen. The GT model, a little bit smaller screen, but still screens available here with an electric screen that comes down with both doors open in the back. You may be out there traveling, and as we all know, you might not always be in Arizona or Florida in the summer where it's 100 plus, and you can actually let fresh air in and not be on AC. So I think that pretty much covers us for today. Well, this is Todd here at Airstream of South Florida, division of North Trail RV. I want to thank you guys for coming along on this short video, and please like and subscribe, and come on in. We're right here in Fort Myers off I-75 and Palm Beach Boulevard. I'm happy to show you around. Thank you.